Alright, so... I'm just leaving. I don't know what to tell you, man. Also, I think I called this Ixyll VII. I'm sorry, I looked at it real fast. If I remember correctly, I looked at it real fast because it was just like, oh god. Yeah, so like I mentioned in the last episode, something like a procedural little quest chain. I don't know. I mean, like, if for one thing, I would love there to be way more factions and there to be more interplay between the factions, especially on like a radiant or like a randomly occurring level where, oh, there's Pirate, there's the Crimson Raiders, let's see, the Crimson Raiders, the Azure Assassins, and let's see, what's a good alliteration with Buccaneers? My god, I'm thinking of... Why can I not think of a color? I mean, there's blue, but blue is such a basic color. Oh my god. I was gonna say the Bordello Buccaneers. But Bordello isn't a color. Bordello is an awesome punk band. Oh my god. There is like... There's totally a... Okay, I'm gonna throw the FBI off my trail. Colors that start with B. Baker Miller Pink. Battleship Gray. Okay. No, there's gotta be like just... There's gotta be what... Hang on. Okay. Colors that start with B. One word. The Bedazzle Buccaneers. Bedrock Buccaneers? Okay, I'm sorry. I got lost in the soup there a little bit. But the Bedrock Buccaneers, the Crimson Raiders, and the Azure Assassins. You know, and it's like, they all have, perhaps they have different tactics, perhaps they have different philosophies. And, you know, you find them, sometimes they're attacking each other, sometimes they're attacking a base. Sometimes they're attacking a base that belongs to the... either a pirate faction or a or the UC or the Free Star. You know, and of course, I mean, like, there's so many ways, so many things they could do as well, because like everything just feels fucking dead, right? Like, you could have civilians looking on total awe. You could have like civilians that are like trying to form a government as a mission chain potentially, and just have that as a random thing that pops up in different systems because and, you know, with like civilian stations that have, you know, like that can act as points of interest, and maybe there's like this sort of dynamic procedural thing that's like, hey, okay, if you want to spend the time building up this system to have a government, you know, you have to go clean it up. And the more you push back, like every problem you solve, two more pop up. And if you don't play your cards right during that quest, then things can fail. Or You know, like, one problem leads into some way that you can, you know, like, you can increase the security forces, and now all of a sudden, you know, you have somebody else solving your problems for you, or you have mining that's, you know, solving, you know, a resource problem for you, or whatever. And eventually you could make it work, or you can make it collapse if you do it wrong. And, you know, this could be the case for civilians. You could be trying to establish a pirate base. You could build your own pirate base, you know, like, build your own faction. Especially in a game like this, like, oh my god, right? Like, there's definitely some room for things they could do. I mean, like, I don't know, because, like, it sucks because it's just, like, there's so many things, and maybe, like, I'm sure that Bethesda probably had some people who thought of these ideas, and, you know, like, maybe they are planned DLC. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about y'all. I feel like Starfield's... I mean, like, if and when we get another Starfield DLC, it's gonna be just, like, out of nowhere, and it's gonna be... like, nobody's gonna care. Or the, gaming mass is probably not going to care too much. I know that there's stuff going on, there's... you know, like, DLC being made and whatever, but, like, yeah. I mean, Starfield's reception was definitely not great. And it sucks, because, like, you can see some potential. And I do think that they definitely made some really weird decisions, like having the UC and the Freestar be, like, pretty much completely peaceful with each other. They're not at war, they're not, like... you know, they're not competing for resources, they've confined themselves to 3 systems, and for some reason, like, the UC has a system that doesn't have a habitable planet in it, which is weird, and, you know, they have, like, so many other things, right? Like, yeah, of course, I would also probably... I was gonna say I would probably do some different things with ships, but there's more important things to say about ships than ships. Oh, you know, honestly, like, the idea of having, oh, you don't have a level cap and you can get every skill. I don't like that. I do not like that. I mean, it's like, it's kind of convenient, I guess, that you can do that, and everybody, like, you know, you can, like, solo everything, but, like, you have the mechanic of getting crew and getting companions and having, you know, you could potentially be like, oh, well, I'm not a scientist, I don't want to play a scientist, so I get a scientist as a crew member, and then they can help me with some of the science stuff. And, you know, like, I mean, hell, even like, oh, well, I mean, what's the difference? Why in the hell do I need a base? Like, there is 0 point in having a base if I have a ship. I can just make a giant-ass ship and store it somewhere. Store it at, you know, well, it's just magically in my storage. It's basically in my back pocket. And the only person who has the key to unlock it is the, you know, is the station master at the spaceport. So, like, you know, there's no incentive for me to have, you know, a base of operations to store vehicles, or maybe, you know, crafting costs 5% less materials, or, you know, has a 5% buff, or I can use some sort of research or something, and like, well, yeah, you can have a crafting station on your ship, but it's more a thing of convenience, and it's not going to be the best thing for you, you know? There's a lot of ways they could have played something like that, and you know, and having crew members that, you know, can potentially cover you as like, oh, well, this person's a pilot, and, you know, you as the player are piloting the ship, but it's actually this character who's piloting it, who's way better at piloting your ship than you. The idea of having, like, being limited to, oh, you're not licensed to fly this ship, so you can't fly it. Oh my god. Or so you can't just sit in this thing, and there's just no, you know, it's not a thing of like, oh, there's debuffs because you don't know what you're doing. It's just, you can't do it. It's dumb. The fact that, like, they didn't balance it so that you can't have multiple power plants, I think is dumb. You know, like, It would have been really cool as well if, oh hey, you know, you can build a massive capital ship, sure, you can do that, you just need to have, you know, like a snub bay that just, because I mean, literally having like a snub bay that's just like, oh, you have a little baby shuttle that you take down to a planet's surface, so you have a capital ship in orbit, that would work so well. I don't know if that is a mod. I really hope it is, because that would be awesome. And of course, like, you know, having fleets of ships would also be cool. And of course, there, you know, should be costs. So there's like, well, why do I come back and play it? You know, how does this loop in on itself? Well, you have a ship. You know, you do a thing, you get money, you buy a ship, and then with that ship you do more stuff, you upgrade your ship, you get a new ship, and then you have to keep maintaining the ship and adding new ships, you know, or whatever. I would love to, I mean, I don't know if the engine probably wouldn't be able to really handle a huge fleet, sure, but I do really find it funny though when there's, I don't know, there's some like weapons that are kind of real goofy, kind of atrocious even maybe. I mean, I don't like, there's a lot of things I don't like about the weapons in Starfield, where I don't like the advanced, I don't like the tiers. At least in the way that they exist. I guess I don't hate them, I just don't like the fact that you can't, you know, upgrade weapons. If there was just a, hey, I want to take this basic gun and upgrade it to advanced or whatever, and that way, like, oh, you know, I can get the, well, potentially, it's like, oh man, I found this amazing thing with these amazing legendary buffs, but, like, I'm not gonna use it because it's calibrated instead of advanced, and it's like hot garbage. It's like, that's stupid. And, you know, maybe a way to take legendary buffs off, or take buffs off and apply them at some kind of a cost or something. I don't know. Also, OBS, I don't know how well OBS is, oh my god, okay, OBS is like 1-to-1 in terms of the capture window, but I'm just seeing the, sound bits, or the sound bars, like, operating at like 5 FPS, so, oof. Till next time, have a good day, great day even. Chowskis.